Welcome back everyone to the Cobx Masters. In case you've missed it, the score as it stands is 1-1 at this best of 3. As we wait for the final ready ups to come through, we're about to head into the knife round to pick sides. And as we said before, Inferno is a pretty balanced map, so there's not a big difference in terms of which side to start on. But still, most teams prefer starting on the CT side, of course. It is the preferred team to start on, as the chaos of the knife round begins. So far, Fuzion have won every single knife round, but it seems like this time Carnage5 have it in the bag, and they do end up winning the knife. Fuzion Gaming have looked pretty strong on the terrorist side on map 1. Can't say the same for map 2, honestly. They kind of threw away their terrorist side on map 2, and Carnage5 were the ones who looked much better. But now this is Fusion's Gaming to sort of come back into their momentum, their state of mind, so to speak. They're heading straight towards that banana. Look at that. Carnage, they have to back off here. That's Kira hiding behind Sandbags, but he's fully flashed, and they get that headshot as they make their way onto this site. Dark Soul hiding behind Coffin, but they should know where he is. He does get one before dropping, but Trist trades it back as the bomb gets planted now. There's a CT coming into ruins now. That would be Kronos who got that headshot onto Trist. As we see some CTs hoping to get lucky through the smoke, but no such luck. Killer B and Dragod both hiding, really. Dragod gets that headshot onto Kronos. He's still alive, gets another one onto Thor, even through the flash. That's good play by Dragod, which means it's only Shadow left here for Carnage5, and there's no way he can do this in a 1v3. Torres gets that kill. Fuzion Gaming win the pistol, and they're off to a good start. Already looking better than the performance on the T-sided overpass, you can tell. But now Carnage5, they'll be hoping to snag this round away. Look at them, they got 5.7s, deagles, armors, and helmets. They're definitely going for this. Meanwhile, Fuzion Gaming 4 Mac 10s and a UMP for Killer B. If they rush down Banana, they might. If they rush Banana, they might be in for a surprise here. That's a lot of nades thrown, but none of them actually really doing any serious damage. It's only Equok who's down to 67 HP. But nothing really doing here. Fuzion Gaming, they've made it to the end of Banana, but they can't really push onto the side. It's a smart smoke from Carnage5 to buy some time. There's 3 CTs here, but one of them is rotating away, actually. This might be a chance for Fuzion Gaming here. So far, Carnage5 not taking any risks with their pistols. You see that 5.7, the deagles, they're just holding the angle. They don't want to peek, they don't want to push, which is smart play. They know how weak their weaponry is compared to Fuzion Gaming's, and they don't want to take any chances. There's the smokes and flashes coming out a bit more towards A. Kronos is smoked off. He's going to have to switch his position, but it's all a fake. Because they're now moving up from Banana, and Equok finds that headshot onto Shadow as he makes his way onto the site. There's Kira hiding behind Coffin, but they don't know where he is. Ruins is smoked off now. Now they find out where Kira is, but he's not in a position to do any serious damage. CT is not smoked off, and so there's a lot of damage coming out from CT spawn. 5.7s and deagles firing into the air, but Equok gets that kill onto Kira. Trist actually burned a teammate alive, but here's Kronos with a deagle finding that kill onto Trist, down to a 3v3. There's 2 Mac 10s for Carnage5 now as they hope to make this retake work. Killer B and Dragod, however, say no. Torres gets that final kill. Fuzion Gaming win the second round. Was a bit too close for comfort there, but they make it work nonetheless. Carnage5, they almost had it. They got it back to level ground. It was a 3v3. They even got Mac 10s as well, but it was not enough. And now they're forced to eco around, while Fuzion Gaming, they'll be very happy with how their economy is looking right now. Look at them staying with Mac 10s even. At least most of them are. You see Torres, Trist, and Equok deciding to stay with the Mac 10. Killer B also stays with his SMG. It's only Dragod really who upgrades, but that's because he was dead. It seems like it's going to be a throw around for Carnage5, and they know it. They end up stacking 4 people towards that A site, hoping to maybe catch Fuzion off guard and do some serious damage. It's a smart boost towards long here. I don't think they're going to be expecting this, and Darksoul finds that headshot, but Equok responds with 1, and Trist gets the 2nd. That's Kira and Darksoul dropping for Carnage5. As Equok makes his way now towards the A site. He's looking the other way, that store dropping. So does Kronos. Equok on fire with these headshots. Trist gets the final kill, but Fuzion Gaming, an almost clean sweep. It's only Killer B who died, but still convincing 3-0 lead. But now Carnage5, this is their chance to get back in the game. You see 3 M4s coming out. There's 2 FAMASs as well. Hello.
Hey, so how's it going so far?
It's so far Fuzion Gaming are looking the strongest they've ever been on the T side. Their side takes have been clean. They smoking the correct spots, flashing perfectly for each other, and you can tell honestly with how the game has been going. But Carnage5, this is their first gun round. This is their first.
Carnage goes in the knife round. This one.
They won the knife round and they chose CTs.
Okay, so this is actually the worst case scenario for them, is that Fuzion actually won the pistol round and the following next round. So this is actually the first rifle round for both sides. But from what I can tell so far is that Trist is the only one with the Mag 10. Does that mean it does sound like they've lost a lot of submachine guns? Unless
Trist didn't really get the memo about this being a rifle round. He really likes that Mag 10 for some reason.
Yeah, it tends to be like if you win a lot of if you get all the kills on the second round, you tend to save those submachine guns for the third round. It's more common than not, but it's more common towards the CT side, really. But Trist can make something work. He can pick up that weapon, actually.
Kira finds the headshot onto Equok. Darksoul gets Trist as well, but Kira drops. Darksoul still alive, and Torres burns him alive, actually. As the bomb gets planted for Fuzion Gaming on the B site, the CTs are all split up as they make their way now to hope for this retake. It is a 3v2. Carnage5 have the 1-man advantage here. As Kronos makes his way from ruins. Here's Shadow from Banana as well. Torres is dark. He's in a good spot to stop this banana push, and he spots a shoulder here. Shadow starts firing first, but Killer B gets Kronos in the back of the head. Here's Shadow getting that headshot. Killer B finds Shadow, however. It's a 1v1 now, and Thor knows it. He can't tap the bomb. He's down to 19 HP, so is Killer B, though super low, but he finds that final headshot. He wins it for Fuzion Gaming. 4-0 the score. Ooh.
Ooh. But Fuzion, for once, actually is the first time they seem to be doing well on the beginning of the half. Usually it's Carnage, or actually in the semi-final the other team as well, who tended to start really well, and Fuzion just started very slowly, where they lose maybe the first 5 rounds and then start making a comeback. So this is actually the first time I've seen them get 4 rounds on the board from the get-go. So this is gonna be tough for Carnage if they allow Fuzion to just continue this momentum. It's gonna be fun.
Equok hoping to get the entry onto Kronos there. Does land 1 shot, but it's not enough. Kronos makes it out alive with 65 HP. Here's Kira, not quite landing the 1D he was hoping for. But Equok has to back off nonetheless. Now he's super low, down to 18 HP. He does manage to make it out alive, but only just as he gets burned. Oh, he's down to 9 HP. That molly almost took Equok's life. But he survives with just 9 HP. While Fuzion Gaming now, they change their focus and end up going towards A. It seems like it's a smart smoke onto long. As they make their way now towards short. Shadow is actually going to push through the smoke, which could be risky, but no one's looking at him here. This is a perfect chance for Shadow to make this flank work. As Thor, he doesn't even need help. He gets 2 with the deagle, but Shadow from behind finds a headshot onto Trist. And now Fuzion Gaming are starting to fall apart here. Their plan has completely failed. They had AKs against the Eagles and P250s, and yet here they are. Torres stuck in apps, can't really make it out of the balcony, while his teammate is also stuck on the site. But here's Killer B finding that kill onto Darksoul. Shadow, however, does manage to kill Torres with only 14 seconds left. Killer B, he's really gonna have to sprint to get this bomb in time, but Shadow was ready for him. shoots him straight in the head. Killer Bee goes down, and Carnage5 get their first point on the board.
Yeah, it's about time from Carnage, especially on their CT side. But Fuzion, they still have a lot of money because of all those rounds they've had without much issue. They actually, not all of the players have a lot of money. Torres does not. I don't remember seeing him buy anything worthwhile. So this because of all that money saved, they will be able to buy this round. But now actually Carnage has the potential to break the economy of Fuzion. But these nades, how did that third nade not kill him? It looked like he was on his feet.
Goes down to 14 HP. He's a lucky person, that one.
Yeah, at least he's happy enough not to die, but I'm sure still tilted enough to get that low without seeing anyone. Still, he's been gifted with a second chance at least.
Ooh,
Nice
Killer
nade.
Bee.
Wow.
Thor was hoping to get a catch with a nade, but Killer Bee, he's the one who picks him off, and Thor gets shot through the wall and dies. This could be a chance for Fuzion Gaming to move onto the A site now, and they're about to take that chance. It's a smart molly and a smoke, denying Kronos any vision or information. All he can tell is there's an AK on his left somewhere. He's not wrong about that. Kira hiding on the side. Shadow is also right below balcony in pit. But look at that, Fuzion Gaming. They're falling back. They're not committing to this A site. They're actually changing their mind. They're heading straight for Banana. And there's only one guy on the site here at B. I believe that is Dark Soul, who's hiding behind the orange box. That's the smart CT smoke. It's only Dark Soul that they have to deal with now. Dragod gets that kill. Kronos hoping to get lucky through the smoke, but no such luck. Fuzion Gaming make their way onto the site, and Kronos goes down to Trisk in the middle of a jump, but Equok, oh my god, that headshot on Kira was good. Shadow, last man standing, picks up an M4, but he knows he's got no chance making this 1v5 work. Fuzion Gaming should have this one in the bag.
Well, there's no way for them not to, really. I mean, even if Shadow, becomes the Flash and flies towards B, there are a lot of people waiting for him on the way there. So at this point, all he needs to care about now is just to try to save this weapon. But in the same time, it's not much. I mean, if you could save at least 2-3 people, would have been worthwhile. Shadow is going to be able to drop an M4, and there's going to be 2 other people who can buy an M4. But that's pretty much it. There's going to be one person who does not have an M4, and yeah, they can still buy this round though, because of that. I mean, that one person can buy an OMP or something, so it's not too bad. But instead, they don't want to risk it and actually just go for a few pistols and then try to work next round. That is fine as well, because Shadow, he's the only one with the M4, so he maybe can get something done here, but otherwise just focus on trying to save for the next round. And it is valuable to them, but it does put Fuzion on 6 rounds, which is really tough for them. And they already lost that M4 actually. What was that?
He got Shadow straight in the head. And that's the best weapon for Carnage5, dropping at the start of the round. Look at that. At the edge of the smoke. Kira, oh, that was perfect from Fuzion.
The distraction.
The distraction, and it worked, but Dark Soul responds with a kill onto Equok with the P250. That's the entry fragger for Fuzion Gaming down. It seems like the bomb is heading the other way towards that A site. Or is it? Torres is still hiding. Killer Bee not really setting up a smoke. Now he's setting it up. Changed his mind.
Better late than never.
Yeah. Bounces the flash off his teammate there. Torres actually got that kill onto Kronos through the smoke. Trist finds Dark Soul as well. Thor is the last man standing. He gets one. A valiant effort, but not enough. Torres shuts him down. Fuzion Gaming lead 6-1.
Since they only got 2 kills and not more than that, Fuzion's economy is still gonna go up. Generally speaking, when you have an odd number, such as 5 players, you need them to basically go down to 2 players in order for the economy to go down. But if you survive with 3 and up, then the economy does still go upwards. So, not too bad around. 2 kills isn't that bad. But these nades as well. That's something. But it's not enough to actually get them that low. And they are going for
Oof.
basically a double eco here.
What is happening? Carnage5 are falling apart. Shadow gets 1 kill, but it's not enough at all. Tristan Torres finish off the last 2 kills. But this is not the same Carnage5 we saw on Overpass. No way.
Do you think they're a bit tired after that huge comeback that they did on the overpass? I mean, that was a pretty tough map, and Fuzion Gaming did bring it down to the last thread, basically bringing it down to 16-14 for Carnage. And also keep in mind, this isn't their map pick. I mean, this is basically the third map decider, but I don't know. It definitely doesn't seem like they're really doing much on their CT side. They're not really. I wouldn't say they're not hitting their shots, because they are hitting shots, but they're getting out traded more often than not. Like, if there are 2 players, those 2 players might get 2 of the Ts, but then they will lose out the site as well. So that in that mind, you have to keep in mind that these CTs are always being split up. And look at Fuzion. They're doing what they usually do. They stack up together and they go in as 5. They're not even splitting where one is lurking. So when you're going 5v2, or in this case 5v3, the T's still have an advantage. So they either need to do a proper crossfire or try to go for information and then learn which side they're going on and then sort of stack together. Let's see if they can do something here.
Thor spots the top of the head, but he doesn't shoot in time, and he just ran out into the open and died. Kronos responds with 1 or 2, but Dragot shuts him down in the end. And as the bomb gets planted now for Fuzion Gaming, it is down to a 3v3 Carnage5. They're going for this retake. They might actually get it as well. Stark Soul leads the charge. Killer B and Dragot both on the site. Torres being the third, just hiding in short. I believe he's boiler or apps. He's inside apps. But for now, Torres is the first to find a CT, and Dark Soul actually wins that. But Torres and Killer B, they shut Shadow and Dark Soul down, and just like that, Kira, he's got no backup, no protection whatsoever. There's no way he can make this 1v2 work with the op. He has to fall back. He might actually die to Torres here, but I think he heard a footstep, and he dies. Torres does go down in the end. Kira survives and keeps his op into the next round.
Yeah, and now it's down to an 8-1, so not much really for Carnage5. They do have that op, but otherwise not really much. In Fuzion, if you look at their economy, they've actually built a lot of bank. Except for Equa, clearly, but the rest of them can easily drop him if needed and in the following rounds. But what I'm more surprised about is Trist actually buys a P90. Not the weapon I would have gone for. Is he?
It's not a very strong weapon on Inferno. I mean, it works at AFs, but other than that, I don't think it's really that good. Dark Soul finds a good kill onto Trist and actually falls back without dying. But Dragot finds Shadow with a headshot. Here's Killer B as well. Shadow and Dark Soul go down in the end, and B side is completely open. Fuzion Gaming taking advantage of it and planting the bomb. Here's Thor, however, from CT. He's got a 5-7. No armor, however. But he does get that. Oh my god, Thor! They line up for him. That's 2 headshots in a row, but Dragot shuts him down. Kira lands the off shot. This means Torres is in a 1v2 situation. He doesn't die to Kronos. He's on a 48 HP, but finally Kronos lands a headshot. Carnage5. They win the round thanks to some heroic play, really, by Thor. A bit of luck, but mostly skill.
I think a lot of luck, actually, because I know I agree. There's more skill than not, but like, say, for example, Dark Soul, when he dropped down that flower pot, you know that boost area, but next to tree.
Yes.
3 people were spraying at him and missed every bullet, and I felt like that same type of aim they've had in that one frag, it just remained for the rest of them. They weren't hitting their shots at all that round. And when you're going up against pistols, you don't want to miss every bullet against a pistol flying around. It should be an easy round or a guaranteed round for you. And this just allows Carnage to actually come back in this half. And although they don't have the best economy, they did get a few weapons without having to buy, so they did build some bank on 2 of the players. Well, they had almost 5k, and that shouldn't have happened. They only had 1 op that round. But let's see, it's already 4v3 now, so it's already a good start for Carnage. But keep in mind, Fusion's already won the half as well on their T side. So whatever Carnage gets, or whatever Fuzion gets here, is basically cherry on top.
But it seems like they're starting to run out of steam here, Fuzion Gaming. They reached 8 rounds fairly quickly, but now they're starting to drop rounds. They might just lose this one as well. Carnage5 have the 1-man advantage. They've got an op on Kira as well. But here's Fuzion now hoping to go for this B side. There's already a rotation coming up from Carnage5. As Shadow looks up, Equok finds a good entry onto Dark Soul. Does he check Orange though is the question. The answer is no, he does not. And they line up for Shadow. That's 2. Can he get the 3rd? No, he cannot. Torres finds that kill. He's hoping to plant the bomb, maybe get some money. Oh, it's a fake plant in the end, and he gets the kill onto Kira. Torres, if he actually does this, it will be a hero play for Fuzion Gaming. Thor actually missed his shot there. And Torres, he's scoped in. He's ready. He's getting shot through the wall. He's down to 2 HP. He's so low. But Thor is on the bomb. Oh, Thor. The 300 IQ god. He outplayed Torres there and defuses the bomb. But at least Torres gets to keep his op. Woo.
Gets to keep his op and gets the bomb planted. Like for now, they have plenty of money at least to buy into this round. But Thor definitely clutched it for his team. I mean, that shouldn't have happened considering it was a 1v1. Like normally, Torres has the right idea that he probably would fake, but that's a 50-50 risk. Like some players, depends on the personality. Some players actually would go for it right away if they think that the T is a bit too afraid. And in that case, Torres was a bit low HP. So because Torres was low HP, he was obviously afraid to peek because they can easily spam him through that coffin with that AK, I believe he had it, or was it an M4? Yeah, an M4. Even with an M4, you can easily spam that. So he's a bit too afraid, and honestly, Thor just took advantage of that. So it was a good play from him.
It was a good, smart play, and Carnage5, they now get 3 points on the board, but still a long way to go if they want to catch up with Fuzion. Dragon confirms Kira with a shot to the face. Here's Thor moving away from Pit thanks to that molly, and Dragon picks it up. Trist gets a headshot onto Kronos as well. Carnage5, they just fell apart. Fuzion Gaming suddenly woke up. They're like, we kind of want to win this round. And Carnage5 couldn't do anything about it seemed like.
No, they started waking up in the previous round. You could see it from Fuzion. They were aiming a lot better than they were in some of the previous rounds, but especially against that eco. But Carnage, even though they won that round with a defuse at the end, they cut it very close. And Fuzion, because of this overwhelming, actually one of them might actually catch Dark Soul here. He's being sandwiched.
Oh my god, Shadow got Killer B as well, but Equark finally shuts down Dark Soul, which means all they get to save is a FAMAS and armor helmet for Shadow.
Yeah, 1.7k for him left, and he does keep that FAMAS, but the rest of his teammates are not that healthy, so they might just be going for another half buy or eco here. I say half buy because some of the players like Kronos could easily afford some half armor, but instead he does the smart thing, which is drop some pistols to his teammates. There are 2 of them that's gonna have a half armor, but this is still gonna be an unlikely round unless they do what they did earlier. But that's gonna be heavily depending on how much Fuzion tends to fail here.
Well, Killer Bee's definitely not failing. He finds that headshot onto Kira almost instantly. That's one of the CZs going down for Carnage5 without doing any serious damage to Killer Bee. Carnage5, they're hoping for a miracle. They're hoping for a miracle at this point, being down 3-9 and having that bad of an economy. It's not a good position to be in. Dark Soul does get dropped by Dragod. The Thor hides in pit. He hears a footstep behind him, but he couldn't get the kill. Killer Bee actually is the one who finds it. That's interesting. Thor usually does not miss his shots, but this time it was Killer Bee who was just simply better there. Dragod finds the headshot onto Shadow as well, which means Kronos is the last man standing. He's got the FAMAS, the same FAMAS that Shadow saved last round. But I don't think he's going to be able to save it this time because they're hunting for them.
Yeah, it really
They
depends on
want
what
this
they
kill.
trade here. Oh, but they split up. This could be an issue.
They split up. Can the FAMAS get the kill on the AK? Yes, he can. That's Dragod going down. Kronos picks up an AK instead. It's a smart flash, but Kronos looks the other way.
You shouldn't have split up.
9
Oh, the
HP. Oh, Killer Bee goes down as well. Oh my god, Kronos, they finally get him. Trist is the one who lands that headshot in the end, and Fuzion Gaming extend their lead to 10-3.
Yeah, they made it a bit expensive there. And honestly, they should not have split up when they were going in together because they need that trade potential. And because of that split, they weren't able to trade. And not only that, but I don't know why the other guy was peeking with the flash. He knew he was there. And there's not like anyone was near, so that pop flash would actually work. So at this advantage, just going in with a flash and also going in by themselves. But at least they do eventually get that kill, and although it was very costly, they still have enough money to buy for the last round. Fuzion. Keep in mind, it's still it's only 2 rounds to go, so they're not going to be too angry about that. But Carnage, this is going to be their last proper buy, so they need this round if they're going to at least make it at 10-5 before they switch to the T side.
This is their last chance to make it out of this half with a semi-decent scoreline here. Carnage5, they're pushing down Banana, surprisingly enough. Kiro with 50 HP catches Equok with an 8 in his hand, but he couldn't find the kill yet. What is Equok doing? Finally, Kira finds the headshot and Equok goes down. Fuzion Gaming, they do not look to trade that kill, but Killer Bee, he finds the entry onto A, it seems like. He just got Dark Soul and Thor there. As he makes his way onto the site, it's completely open now. And they know this. Carnage5. Here's the rotation coming out from Shadow, Kira, and Kronos, but it's... I fear it's a bit too late. The site is already in control of the T's. As you can see there, Kronos just died to Trist there without getting anything in return. The bomb gets planted now. The UMP really not doing anything from that distance. And Kira's the last to die. It's Dragod who finishes it off. Fuzion Gaming 11-3. They've already, as you've said, they've already won the half. This is just a cherry on top, and at this point, they're just adding salt to the wound.
Actually, I'm sort of wondering, where was this Fuzion? This is sort of the Fuzion we've seen in the semi-final, actually. But in the same time, this is not the Carnage we've been seeing the last 2 maps either. It's sort of as if they're gotten a bit tired since the previous map. Maybe it's been a long day, etc. So, yeah, it does seem like they're just off. And now that's the final round, doesn't seem like there's much chance for them here in this half. Or at least in this map, unless they win the pistol round.
Kira's the first to die here for Carnage5. Fuzion Gaming yet to lose a member. But the way it's looking right now for Carnage5 is very bad. The MP9 couldn't get anything there. Trist kills Kronos before they could do some serious damage. It's only 2 scouts and a UMP left. The UMP works, so Thor gets that kill. Gets another one onto Dragod as well, but Trist shuts him down. He got 2 here, Thor. Is it going to be enough for his teammates to get something out of it, though? That's the question. It's 2 scouts. Not the optimal weapon you'd want for a retake, but it's what they have available, and it's what they're going to have to use. Dark Soul makes his way towards mid now. There is someone on his right-hand side. That would be Torres, but he's got an AWP. Bear in mind, both Killer Bee and Trist are almost full HP. They will not die to a normal shot from a scout. They have to shoot at the head. That's the first casualty there. Dark Soul getting shot. Torres finds the last kill as well on the Shadow. Fuzion Gaming end the first half with a dominating 12-3 performance.
Yeah. This looks highly unlikely, and, you know, I don't know. Considering how close that second map was, and it came down to a 14-14 and just barely Carnage getting it. It just seemed so close and so competitive. And this, so far, it doesn't make it worth it waiting the last 2 hours for this. This is not a Carnage that's as competitive as they were in the previous map. It's almost like it's a completely different team, like as if someone else is holding their mice at this point.
Dragod, he keeps it going into the second half. That's 2 kills for the USPS. But they finally respond here. Carnage5, they get a kill onto Torres as they make their way towards that A site. There's a rotation coming out now from Fuzion Gaming. But one wonders if it's too late. Kira finally finds that shot onto Killer Bee. Took him a while there, but Dragod trades it back. Here's Trist getting one onto Dark Soul as well, which means Kronos is the last man standing here for Carnage5. All their hopes lie on them. They know that once they lose this pistol, the game is pretty much out of their hands. Kronos, he's just buying time, hoping for a mistake from Fuzion Gaming, which is a smart play, really. Bear in mind, both Dragod and Equok are tagged. One down to 35, one down to 44. Trist is almost at full HP with 97. Still, Kronos can definitely make this work. He does get shot at from CT, but nothing really lands as he starts planting the bomb now. Fuzion Gaming, he's the rotation coming out. Someone's coming from Banana. While the other one, I believe that is Dragod, he's joining up with Equok from CT. This camera movement is kind of driving me insane. There's Kronos finding that headshot onto Equok. Can he keep it going? No, he cannot. Trist shuts him down. And Fuzion Gaming, they win the first pistol of the second half, extending their lead to a mighty 13-3. This is the most one-sided game we've seen all series.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, considering the first 2 maps, you know, we're jumping up and down and getting excited and, you know, yelling and, you know, like you're supposed to do in a match. Just these rounds have been really lackluster. That's from Carnage. It's hard to get excited about it. And I don't know. They definitely need to change something here, but is it too little, too late? I mean, they are going to get that AK and a few submachine guns, but otherwise, I don't know, those nades are not helping.
All those nades from Fuzion, they just caught Carnage5 off guard, but Kronos finds 2 with a P250. That's Trist and Equok dropping. He's still alive with only 10 HP. They pick up weapons as well. This is perfect for Carnage5. On level ground now here, Torres 2 HP, Kronos 10. But it is a 3v3 nonetheless. Fuzion Gaming sent 2 people towards that A site. Dragod being one of them, while the third holds B side on his own. That would be Torres, who's down to 2 HP. Seems like Carnage5. They send the bomb on its own towards A, while 2 people fake a B push here. And it feels like Fuzion Gaming are actually falling for this fake because they're leaving A side behind. This is disastrous for Fuzion. Here's Torres, however, from Coffin. He can't quite find the kill. Finally gets Kira, and that's Kira going down. Fuzion Gaming, I don't think they actually fell for the bait. They're rotating back now. Shadow has yet to make it out of apartments. He's about to get spotted from library here. It's an optimistic flash, to say the least. Doesn't really hit anyone.
Wait for his teammate as well. He's really low, Kronos.
Shadow makes it onto the side. He starts the bomb plant.
Oh, that nade doesn't kill him. Oh,
the Molly. The Molly burned Kronos alive. All it needed was one tick, and it delivered. Shadow now making his way to balcony, and they hear him. They should have this in the bag. Dragod finds that kill. And the defuse comes through. Fuzion Gaming, 14-3. They're dangerously close to match point.
You know what's weirder, though? It was 3v3 considering Carnage got the 2 kills on Banana. Like, all those nades and everything, but Carnage did get those 2 kills on Banana. Instead of pushing, knowing where that last seat, the fact that the site's open, they only had 1 person there with 2 HP that was super low as well. So they could have easily killed him and taken the site and actually tried to win the round. But instead, they got really timid and afraid, and they just went back. And I think that's what cost them the round. If they actually pushed when they had the entries, then they would have had more than enough opportunity to actually get the round, just from the fact that they got those entries. But no, they slowed down, went back, and then the CTs had enough time to adjust and actually work together. Especially by the end of that round, they had 3 people pushing in together. The Fusion working as a team, while Carnage, although they're working as a team, obviously, but they are doing a lot of tactical mistakes that they shouldn't be doing.
14-3 the scoreline. There's only 2 rounds in it, really, for Fusion. They've got an MP9, a UMP, and rifles to work with. Meanwhile, Carnage5, it's a shoddy bite to say the least, and they're paying the price for it. Killer B gets 3, actually, before dropping down to Pit Shadow. Can't find anyone. He's fully flashed. This is it. This is disaster for Carnage, really. There's no other way to say this. Fusion have all but clinched it. This is it. This is the final round for them. Carnage5, if they have a trick up their sleeve, but at this point, they need a miracle to come back.
Yeah, I don't think the miracle worker is listening at this point, and I don't think it's possible. It's such a huge gap, and they have no economy either. They have 2 Mac-10s at Deagle, and just those 2 AKs with almost no utility. So this is pretty much tough givings here.
Dragod starts things off with that kill onto Shadow. Already a good start for Fusion. Carnage5, they lose one of their Mac-10s. Chrono's hoping to get lucky through the smoke, but as usual, no such luck. And as you can tell, the scoreline's not very impressive for Carnage5. 12 kills being their highest fragger. Meanwhile, on the other side, Fusion Gaming, a very respectable scoreboard. No clear leader, but Dragod is the top fragger at the moment with 20 kills. However, this is a 4v4 for Carnage5. They've won rounds like this countless times before. Can they do it now when it matters most is the question. The bomb is making its way towards Banana. There's Trist waiting for them. He gets one, has a molly in the ready, and it burns both of them. Trist, They line up for him, and he takes it as they come. Kira's the last man standing. There's no chance now. This is all but over. Fusion Gaming should have this in the bag. Kira takes one before he drops, but drop in the end he does. Equack gets the final kill of the series and finishes off the game 16-3 in favor of Fusion Gaming.